K3.
They will.
They respect the Valentina actually. Because of that, hang on a minute. Something has slipped through here because the Sushin moved over.
Yeah, they left the Loyi.
Oh, they left the Loyi. Okay.
I'm the priestess of primal lightning.
It's gonna be
the
Edith
hunter of
pick
all
first
the
for
evil
RRQ
gods.
though, a bit more flexible than the Loyi. They're gonna pick it maybe here or maybe in the third phase. If they really want to match global presence, the Loyi can be an answer. But you're kind of concerned about the linked threat to the backline, right? It's just not as simple as it sounds.
Your team is
It's Zask. Survivable.
Yeah. I mean, for Ling, at least this time around, there's someone that could really one-click see him, like an Edith. I mean, an extra backline access would really prove to be quite good for Bigatron Alpha, I feel like now. Ki and Iman. Or rather for the two picks.
They left the Aurora open though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Aurora
Aurora
has been a solid response to the Zask.
He's very strong as well in lane for most of the mid laners and roamers that have been playing it so far today.
Well, does RRQ have a hidden counter if they go pick the Aurora? That's where your mind starts wandering off to. Because Zask already picked up. Do they want to still go for a versus hand? It's still going to be the Harith.
your team.
And it's going to be the Arla taken away from the side of RRQ. I think it was very critical in actually securing some of those team fights for the side of RRQ. Now with the Edith kind of short range, kind of shorter on the range, you're going to have to try and find something else that can be used to the same effect, to the same kind of engage. Because otherwise, it's a bit like game number 1, where they want to try and get a fight, but they just aren't allowed to.
RRQ. Hayabusa. There you go.
Oh, no
An
more
assassin battle.
Frederick.
No utilities. No tags.
Yikes.
Only assassins. Assassin battle in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the jungle.
Okay, welcome to the jungle. Alright, so for RRQ, what are they getting rid of now that they have already picked the Haya, Zask, and the Edith?
The Kufa is really banned by Bigatron, and that usually we've seen being picked against both the Hayabusa and the Ling. I think for Bigatron, I think that they haven't really shown anything too crazy. I think RRQ are the ones that might come up with an unorthodox solution towards these assassons. For Bigatron, they might still be looking at the traditional counters, suppressions, Way of the Dragons, and the like. I mean, they have the skill pool to pull some of those heroes off.
Yeah. And there goes the Aurora being banned out for RRQ. They kind of respect the strength that this hero kind of has to lock down the burst damage. Want to give it free for Bigatron Alpha, and that was also a good response towards the Zask. The Moskov now be taken out of the fray for Skylar, as well as the Angela, interesting battle right there, Arashi.
We haven't seen it in a long time, but can he come up with the Ling? So it is a threat. I personally loathe it the most whenever I see an Angela come up with a Hylos, by the way, and that is still open. Wonder if either team has plans on picking it up for themselves.
The Moskov band here. I feel like they can just go for the Roger band too, right? Kind of force Skylar into a role that he's not comfortable, or not comfortable isn't the word, but more of a winning matchup. Because the Roger versus the Heron, though Heron obviously has the advantage, you can still make a lot of plays. Shawhead!
Oh,
making
there
its
you go.
debut, RRQ!
I've been waiting for this for so long! Ever since they changed the missiles now, it adds a focusing mark-like effect. It increases damage to the target up to, I believe, about 6%, 6 to 10%. I'll confirm right after this, but I've been waiting for this hero to make an appearance, and now if Bigatron wants to try and contest with an aggressive roamer, let's say use the Arl as a roamer, it won't be as simple. And there is a possibility to use this Jawhead with a Seasoned Hunter, and you can very easily steal camps away from the opposing team's jungler. If it's used in that way, then Cascade is really just bringing up all the weird metas he can think of.
Oh, Tigreal.
Oh, Tigreal. And the Paramus. Gives them an extra life to try to get it the second time, because We would argue that RRQ also has the kill potential with the Hayabusa and the Jawhead. Jawhead does give that extra lockdown, so Edith Jawhead can't really catch this Ling in place. So the Faramis for that extra cover would provide BTR Alpha for an extra life for them to re-engage. Now last pick for RRQ. Hoshi, what will it be?
When it comes to the last pick right here, I think they're pretty set on durability and technically in damage output as well.
Claw.
Bring out the Claude.
Signature choice.
Skylar's Claude has been very, very reliable. And against the Netherrealm, if you do enough damage, if you get ahead enough, you can completely negate that Netherrealm and in fact use it as a form of crowd control. Because once you have your Netherrealm HP depleted, you're kind of stuck there for a while in animation. It all depends on how the early game goes right here, man. There needs to be a plan, like a cheese of some sort, to really get the edge, get the ball rolling for that snowball.
Yeah, now the draft index here, quite frankly, sides towards BTR Alpha for the early to mid-game potential. Because yeah, I mean, for pickoffs, composition BTR Alpha does have that advantage in the first few minutes. But come the late game, can they weather the storm now? Land of Dawn will be the witness of whether the kingdom fall or stand and continue its rebuild. Game number 3, the BTR Alpha against RRQ Hoshi.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome
RRQ
to
equalizing
Mobile
earlier
Legends.
1-1, and now it is the decider back. Basically a best of 1. So Jin and the Haya, this time no longer the Fridgen, up against the Ling on Ken.
Assassin against Assassin. Now, of course, the Jawhead roam. Talk to us about this, Arashi. How is it going to operate and function?
Well, first of all, you're seeing Ida already helping out with the clearing in the jungle. Those missiles do a lot of damage when there aren't a lot of different targets nearby. And the new passive of Jawhead, the Mecha Suppression, every time you deal damage to your opponent. Hang on a minute, Gyron.
First shatter down, those are going to be rotating over as well. Good stun and a vengeance there. Reset it so many times. Luke recalling still feeling confident.
Fortunately for him, it's going to be a very decisive play coming in from Bigatron. But again, every time you inflict damage on someone, you get Mecha Suppression for 3 seconds up to 6 stacks, and each stack increases all damages to the target by 2%, so 12%. But look at that.
Oh, Moreno goes for the Purifier early. The Juragan Moreno! 1 HP! Friends with a flicker forward, finding the Zap down and Edok ejecting him out to safety. Ken's still going to go for it. I don't think he should. And he does decide to back away. Now onto Edok he goes.
And they're forced to use all these flickers defensively here, RRQ. It's not the way they want the game to go. But for now, you have to take a look at the difference here for Super Ken and Susujin. Still level 4. Look at this play in the bottom side.
Emon jumping in as well. Now at the top of the blade, Super Ken picking up all the blades, and Emon tanking it up. So he's still very, very healthy. Can go for the orange buff again, and then maybe set up for the turtle instantly.
It's just a difference in the mobility, man. Again and again, this Ling is so dangerous because of this. The Hayabusa has a bit more, quote-unquote, outplay potential, more ways to kind of approach a fight. But it comes down to maneuvering around the map. It's just king right now. Look at the pause, though.
Rejector Rin still not going to go for the Boundaries Descent just yet. The Nightmare spawn is slowly but surely poking down at Key's HP, and Moreno will be able to clear it out as RRQ hold the turtle. Super Ken still on the orange buff, now making his way into the purple buff. Super Luke there, not able to go for it. Final Snash used up. Luke deciding to go in, now calling it onward. Bit of miscall perhaps. Netherrealm though still there to provide some safety. Key rotating over Dominator's Descent. Luke taken down.
Great sequence of events. The Dominator's Descent for the extra crowd control. Now Edok though imploded.
The Super Ken rotating forward. Unstoppable force and the blades to pick it up. Equalizing in kills, picking up the blade Sutsujin. Gonna wait out a bit. Moreno, no Netherrealm this time around. Pops in a Purify to get those stacks away so that Shadow Kill can't follow him all the way. And he decides to back away. Sutsujin doesn't go for the commit.
They're forcing the issue, but again, they had to expend 2 ultimates to kill Edok. Only the roamer this time. Key under pressure.
Shadow Kill was used up. He still has the quad shadow. Good maneuvers by Sutsujin, catching Key off guard.
Clean. Happy feet on all the 4 shadows. But for Bigatron, they have the access to this insane chain CC lock situation. You saw it earlier, there's just a lot of airtime available for them if they really go into a big fight. So it seems like now RRQ are the ones who want to avoid that kind of big fight as Ida goes in and ejects.
Look at that damage placed down. Iman still holding on to the Purifier. Wow, alright. Patience from Iman. Very calculative.
Problem with the Jawhead, the fact that you have a lockdown and a defensive route to escape for your teammates, and then stacked upon a damage that is quite bursty as well. And the first stages of the game means that RRQ, they have that flexibility in terms of skirmishes and also dives. And they will rely on this Jawhead quite a few times, and here we go, Super Can!
Shatter Envoy! Tyron and Sutsujin again just reading the maneuvers, waiting for the purple buff to spawn, and now taking it away. Luke with the final slash, we get Tyron back, but the Shadow still connects on it too. Despite that, Dominator's Sentinel coming down as well. Tyron able to flip around, that's amazing. What happened, Key? Find the kill, bringing Enoch back, Rins. The Dominator's Ascent already expiring now. They're going to go for the Shadow Stampede. Rins brought back in mind with a synchro efficient. And Bigatron actually winning out in the end. Sutsujin jumping with the quad shadow. Back and forth now. The stop the show. The Vengeance reset. Sutsujin has to give this away. And it will be a trade in the end. Ken picks up the turtle for RRQ's purple steel.
Purple buff for the turtle. Like Bigatron will take that. You can see Super Ken gonna find something. Both in terms of blades, you can either find him. Oof. Won't be able to just yet. Thunderbolt for Dyron will give him a bit more burst damage. Look at the shadowing though by Edok to try and stop Moreno.
Oh, so far it's been pretty intense. The exchanges happening left and right. RRQ showing how much of a threat they can pose against Bigatron Alpha. Meanwhile, Bigatron Alpha with the responses has been quite aggressive as well. Not shy away of popping the ultimate needed. Key with the implosion. And Luke rotating to help. Equipments though coming in. Berserker's Fury completed for Super Ken.
Dreadnought armor for Super Luke there. Looking out for that extra damage coming in from Sutsujin and Edok. As far as but for Dyron in the Primal Wrath, I think he does magical damage as well. This Starlium and Feather Heaven already completed for Iman, so very respectable amounts of damage. Whereas for Skylar, needs to wait a bit longer, man. Even with 2 items, he still does an okay amount of damage, but you know, it's just not the same kind of power spike that you really need to have a way to throw around in the middle of a big team fight.
Thunderbolt again, I feel like for Super Ken. Itemizing towards it, so far needs that extra HP. As well as that slow, that damage needed. Now for RRQ, focusing the control towards bottom side. Here we go. 1v1 versus Assassin. Please, please, please.
Sutsujin knows better than to take this for now. Still needs to wait for some of those stacks, you know? Goes up the cross shadow up top, and he will be able to match that. Ken still with the same build. Thunderbelt down below, and Iman walking up to Skylar.
Up top?
Has the BMI up top. It's a 1v1, no?
Mas a
Just a bit of a cut. Iman actually going to be able to take the turret down below, but he has to be careful. He's right there, blazing away, used up. Oh, he's going to be waiting in the BMI right there. So this is going to expire very, very soon. He's up, jumping with unstoppable force. Skylar was zoned away completely. Key. Another own HP. Have so many ways to actually tackle this fight. Super Luke jumping into the midst of it all. Into Enoch under the final slash from Diamond back at the Stampede as well. The Dominator's descending. Able to sustain it. Meanwhile, Ken 1v1 and getting the kill on the Sutsujin. They wipe RRQ Hoshi out in the 7th minute.
The kingdom tarnishes. And Bigatron Alpha, they take charge of the kingdom. And the moment we get a 1v1 assassin in the jungle, we don't see the replay, we don't see the camera.
That was so intelligent, man. You see the way that they used the BMI against Skylar?
It went straight and waited for him. Make sure that he got his escape routes cut off. It's a great play by both teams. I think RRQ are also trying to bait Iman to try and commit there. But unfortunately, the response from the team is a bit too fast. It's been a slow grind the whole time, the whole early 5 minutes. But now with that sequence of events, a full-on wipeout and several turrets falling, Bigatron now has the clear control over the game. RRQ are the ones who have to be a bit more careful. Because for the longest time, with the turrets available, it's all about the pickoffs. It's all about the push maneuvers. But now Bigatron has more space to try and work with. I've never seen Skylar fully shut down on a Claude.
Yeah, definitely feels a bit eerie, to say the least, but that was what Bigatron were aiming to do in the draft, right? Moskov and the Roger, the two heroes that actually can go up against the Harith, and now we have the item check. Piercer for
Sojin.
Force back, he might be looking for an ejector. Oh, onward.
So again,
He still has implosion. Finding two. Now Super King going to be rotating over now. Zamafor placed down. 2 members taken out. Where did that Dominator's descent go?
Got immediately deleted. That's the weakness of the Dominator's descent, and Sojin is still very much in danger, trying to make plays happen right here. But Bigatron, every single time Dyron is trying to make a play happen, he just gets outmatched and caught out by something. Either the final slash or the pullback from the Faramis. Dyron is trying to use the Primal Wrath to just elevate his damage, his presence in the team fight, but he's just completely denied of doing so every single time.
yeah, these are deep waters now for RRQ. The fact that Skylar is also struggling with this Claude, just being zoned out by the players of Bigatron Alpha. They have so much control. This time around, sieging the tier 2 turret towards the kingdom of RRQ. They're looking for a pick. Edok, disrespected. This Jawhead was a menace in the early game. Now they don't care about the ejector. They don't care about being caught upon and tossed behind Bigatron Alpha. They want to end this right here, right now.
I think it's a great decision for Bigatron to kind of play it slow, to try and match and just shadow the movements of RRQ in the early game, knowing that that is where RRQ are the scariest, are the strongest, when they have all this burst damage and pick up potential and extra survivability with the Zask. Now that it reaches like the mid game with some items, some power spikes, this is where Bigatron can use that Netherrealm, that implosion, and you're seeing every single time RRQ try and go for a fight, they're just not strong enough. They're losing out in damage output due to the same factors of the Zask being sustainable. You see the dominant percent immediately just deleted.
Yeah, game fact by Gope. The new application, this marks Jawhead's debut in MPL ID Season 14 after last being used by Key in MPL ID Season 11 when Bigatron lost to Ultra Ego. I mean,
Wow.
so poetic using it against Key, who's playing right here, right now. The
He still
Bigatron
has
Alpha lineup.
another new hero, by the way, in this 4th game. Yeah, he's played a new hero every game, right?
Yeah,
Oh, well, I guess the Tigreal is a hero in his repertoire.
that's true.
With the orange buff taken away by Super Ken, though, you can see RRQ confused on what to do right here. Trying to find baits, trying to find engages, but either on the Jawhead just isn't tanky enough as of right now. He has the Dominance Ice, but that's about it. It's just way too much damage, especially coming in from Iman.
Well, look at Key. Concealed, just zone them away right now. Holy defense really used up. Top, so it's a Jin dealing with the wave in the bottom lane, and RRQ can go for the final slash. Edok. Force a flicker out, Super Ken jumping in. Okay! With an implosion to the midst of it all. Skylar with a blazing duet. That's all he can do under the fountain. The shadow kill used up, but it just tickled the robots. Sutsujin, Dyron, and Skylar unable to defend. Bigatron Alpha keeps the record against RRQ perfect since season 12.
Oh man. Unfortunate day for the kingdom. It was going so well, but the experience of the robots shows once more. They took full control, and every single time they have not let RRQ get anything in this game. Every single trade, every single objective was